everyone, and welcome to the Doctor's Travel Clinic. I'm Dr. Chris, and this episode is brought to you from the beautiful city of Prague. As this is my first video, I should probably start with an introduction. I am a full-time working doctor, currently working the maximum number of hours I can safely manage to do, and I'm doing this video in my free time. I had the pleasure of exploring Prague with my partner while we were there for 16 days. This visit was for personal reasons, but it still gave us plenty of time to explore the city. Just behind me is the Prague Astronomical clock. Locally it's known as Pražský oltář, and it's found in the old town square. It's a medieval astronomical clock built in 1410, making it 614 years old and 85 years older than the University of Aberdeen, where I trained. It was the creation of master clockmaker Mikolaus of Kejdan and Professor of Mathematics and Astronomy Jan Seiden. It was damaged by the Nazis at the end of the war and subsequently repaired in 1948. Sorry to the people of Czechia for how I'm crucifying the language. The astronomical clock was a massive tourist attraction in the old town square. There were always huge crowds around when we passed, especially when the clock was about to chime the hour. Let's have a look at the clock in a little bit more detail. I'll try and explain how to read the clock, and though I'd like to take the credit for my wisdom and knowledge, the reality is that Wikipedia should take the main credit. In the background, you can see the Earth and the horizon. The large outer black ring shows Czech time. In Old Czech time, 24 is the time of sunset, which varies during the year to match the local sunset time. There is a movable black ring which shows the position of the sun on the ecliptic. The sun shows its own position relative to the horizon and to the ecliptic. The moon works in much the same way, but also shows its phases. At the beginning of the video, you saw some people popping out to chime the hour. These were apparently artistic representations of the apostles. There's also a second clock face which represents a calendar showing fixed holidays and the names of 365 saints. The pictures show the month of the year and the zodiac sign. As you can see, I visited between the month of the man chasing two cows and the person struggling to put his shoes on while someone in the background is doing all the hard work, which is the 5th of March. Prague Zoo is well worth a visit. You can easily spend a day or two there without difficulty. However, I've condensed the whole experience into about 40 seconds because I spent most of my time taking lots of pictures. As with the majority of Prague, you can easily and cheaply get there by public transport, which lets you buy and use tickets through the PID app. We visited shortly after the birth of a baby gorilla called Moby on the 2nd of January. This was definitely one of the highlights of my visit to the zoo. Moby can be seen here with her mother, Junie. On the topic of Prague public transport, the system really is excellent. There's a highly effective metro system, a bus line and tram lines throughout the city. My experience was that you could get absolutely anywhere in Prague without much difficulty using this highly reliable system. The tickets let you use any part of the network for their entire validity period and are priced really cheaply. A 30-minute ticket will cost you 30 Czech crowns, 90 minutes 40 Czech crowns, 24 hours 120 Czech crowns, and 72 hours cost 330 Czech crowns. We use the trams as much as possible simply because we don't get trams near where I live, and it was a real novelty to do this. Alternatively, some people like to drive around the city. While this might be a great way to meet local professionals, my feeling is that public transport is more than good enough, and you probably miss seeing quite a lot when you are sitting in a car. If you do decide that you would prefer to drive, then remember that traffic laws do vary by country and that the local authorities are very attentive. Another location worth a visit is Prague Castle. This castle was built in the 9th century and remains the official residence and workplace of the President of the Czech Republic. It started its life in the year 870 as a walled fort, and over the centuries has gradually been increased in size and grandeur. It contains numerous churches, palaces, halls, towers and gardens, as well as providing a spectacular view over the city of Prague. Prague is clearly a city which appreciates its classical music. While we were passing through, we had the opportunity to listen to a choir singing beautifully, and even the buskers seemed to be a cut above average. Just listen to the following musician playing the violin on the stairs outside of the castle after the clip of the choir. As well as music, Prague has visual artistry. The graffiti of the John Lennon wall is a symbol of freedom, political struggle, and Western ideology combined with a strong political message about peace, love, and the environment. Prague is also dotted with the work of David Kearney, which includes a piece of work which is probably not officially called The Twirly Whirly Face, and another which is probably not called Two Gentlemen Who Are Comparing How Much Delicious Czech Beer They Have Drunk. If art isn't your cup of tea, perhaps the book tower in Prague Library would be more interesting. It contains over 8,000 books, and entry is free. Out and about in Prague, no visit would be complete without a trip to the narrowest alleyway. This alleyway acts like a pitcher plant for unsuspecting tourists, trapping them at the bottom where a small cafe will slowly absorb all their spending money. A traffic light system combined with numerous confused tourists will also prevent easy escape. Prague River is also home to the Nutria, which is a giant South American water rat. These semi-aquatic water rats live in burrows at the side of the river and eat, well, mainly fruit and vegetables and bread brought by visitors. They were introduced for the fur trade, but having no natural enemies, have thrived in the river of Prague. They are considered to be pest species and also carry diseases, but they're also pretty adorable. Also worth a visit is the Charles Bridge. This bridge was built between the 14th and 15th century and now hosts 30 Baroque statues. If you want to visit, I'd recommend going there early in the morning because it does get very busy during the day, with thousands of tourists and vendors wanting to take photographs and rub various parts of the statues for various supernatural reasons. And that's about it for this video, but there's so much more in Prague for you to do and see. There's architecture, shopping, culture, nightlife, and really cheap alcohol. The macabre Cut-Nahora Bone Cathedral is well worth a visit, as well as the numerous yet amazing, far more traditional cathedrals which seem to be everywhere. The city has a safe and unthreatening feel even after dark. The Prague locals are friendly and welcoming, leaving us feeling like the city was our second home by the time we had to leave. If the city isn't already on your visit list, it really needs to be. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this. Now I know how all the software and stuff works, I'm hoping that the next video will be even more entertaining and exciting, and of course be full of my slightly weird humour. Bye!